The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Eddie Hearn takes another L as Tyler Denny stops Felix Cash. So if you don't know, Tyler Denny is Ben Shalom's fighter with Boxer, and Felix Cash is Eddie Hearn's fighter with Matchroom. And so they fought, and unfortunately for Eddie Hearn, he took the L. The fight was a technical decision. The fight was stopped because of a cut due to a headbutt, but the winner was Tyler Denny. And as you can see, Boxer tweeted, division on notice, a tough test on paper. A tough test on paper. So that's disrespectful. He was just saying that like Eddie's dudes are all like paper, like they all paper pushers. So a tough test on paper, but Denny passed with flying colors once again, an impressive name on the resume. See what he did again? He said an impressive name on the resume. They dissing Eddie's fighter. And then it said Boxer handshake at Matchroom, Denny Cash with the handshake. Now, this now, Eddie Hearn is now 0-6 against his UK rivals. So Queensberry is he's 0-5 against Queensberry, the 5v5. And now Ben Shalom just gave him a shellacking. And so now Trill Dollar Bill, he takes another L. You know, really, I ain't gonna lie. This is just, it may be a little bit petty, but we're asking, is Eddie out of his depth here when it comes to creating these cross promotional matchups?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say what the people in the comment section be saying when we be saying Eddie takes the L. Eddie do this on purpose because he don't want to see, his fighters in light. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with Eddie? Eddie likes seeing his fighters in there with tough fights. He don't want to see them in there with no easy fights. Then people don't want to see no fighters with no easy fights. Eddie I think had an eye opener. Well, he'll start to see an eye opener with the whole Devin situation, and he's seen what happened with the 5v5. I'm thinking this is the last time we're gonna see something like this. Eddie's he's learning on the job. Like people forget that we like Eddie. Because we're only allowed to talk about a certain demographic of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about Wilder, oh yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, cook Wilder. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we talk about certain people, like if we're saying about Eddie and we say and we're being positive, talking nice about Eddie, everybody's cool with it. But if we say something that we disagree with Eddie, all of a sudden it takes away all the good stuff that we done said about Eddie in the past. Right? Because we disagree with one thing. We're not fanboys, yo. We're just not gonna agree with somebody just because we like him. That's my brother Kanan. I know for a fact that he loves me, but he doesn't agree with me just for the sake of agreeing with me because we are brothers. That doesn't make any sense. Then what would we be having a show here for? Why would we be boxing? You know what I'm saying? Eddie's not gonna do everything that we agree with, and Eddie's not gonna go some things that we're gonna agree with, some things we're not. That's what I gotta say about this matter, man. I think Eddie's gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna learn as this is going. I mean, he's learning on the job. As my brother has clearly showed y'all before, Eddie has this thing of going back on things that he once said. Because he learns. And I'm sure like this, he's going to learn from this too. Like he learned when he was talking about pay-per-view is dead and stuff like that. Like Kanan brought that out. What was that? The last week, right? And
I
then
brought that up on what is it from across the way
across the way,
from
yeah,
the
the show,
US to the UK on iBoxing Hub.
yeah.
Yeah, on Tuesdays.
Yeah, bro mentioned that. He said, yeah, about Eddie. Like people forget Eddie done messed up and made some mistakes before. And then he went back to try to go clear it up. So Eddie's not perfect. You guys in the comment section got to start acting like he's not a man. Men make mistakes. And so does Eddie. Everything ain't just because he was a mastermind. That's what he was like. He did this on purpose. Eddie was a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? He put his fight. He want all his top fighters to lose. That's why he put them in. You know what I'm saying? Because like, y'all not making no sense. People really wrote that, bro. People really wrote that.
I know. I saw.
This is crazy.
I saw it. I saw it.
And he don't care about making no money, no business. He wants his fighters to lose. He's not. He wants to give them all this signing bonus money and put them in all this position, give them all this money because he wants to put them in so they'll lose. No, that ain't how the game is. I just wanted to clear that up.
Nah, I mean, you're 100%. I'll just point out a few things that are fact, not fiction. One, Eddie Hearn came out with they're going to start streaming fights and they're going to get rid of pay-per-view. Remember, the game's officially changed. Game changed, right? This was a game changer. And everyone from Bob Arum, Leonard Ellaby, Frank Warren said this wasn't going to work. It was going to fail. But he was trashing them. Eddie Hearn trash, Frank Warren trash, Leonard Ellaby trash, everyone. And said it was going to work. And remember, in all interviews, he used to trash these guys. So then it went from $10 a month to $20 a month. From $20 a month to $25 a month to eventually being $30 a month. And then after the zone lost over $1 billion and they took so many financial losses, they had to admit that they couldn't sustain their platform without having pay-per-view. So now, in addition to you paying your $30 a month for the zone subscription, now you have to pay $70 to watch their best cards, which is an absolute ripoff. You can get Sling TV for $40 a month. You can get YouTube TV for $70 a month. You got to pay the zone $30 a month plus pay-per-views now because of Eddie's ego in his misjudgment. But I'm not even mad at that. It's cool. Fine. He made a mistake, right? I'm okay with that. But Eddie now is making these matchups where his superstars are getting beat. And people are saying, well, that's because he's matching the best against the best. And I've never said don't match the best against the best. Never said that. But you have to do it at the right time. And all I'm saying is when you sign a Subriel Matias and you give him all this, the zone money, you give him this matchroom money, you have to build up the interest in him as a fighter and then make the big fight. Like Anthony Joshua. When Anthony Joshua was struggling, they didn't put Anthony Joshua on pay-per-view. He fought Jermaine Franklin on regular DAZN. Then he was supposed to be fighting Dillian White. They needed a replacement. He fought Robert Helenius on regular DAZN. And then he won those fights. People still had questions about AJ. Jermaine Franklin isn't the best fight. So if Eddie wants the best versus the best, why didn't he make Anthony Joshua fight a tougher fight than Jermaine Franklin? Then he learned from his mistake when he brought Andy Ruiz in as the replacement. So he brought Robert Helenius in. Anthony Joshua beats Robert Helenius, but the public was comparing it to what Deontay Wilder did. Said Wilder did it better. So then what happens? Anthony Joshua fights Otto Wallin. People thinking he's so mentally weak. He stops Otto Wallin. Is Otto Wallin the best fighter? Is Otto Wallin a top 5 fighter? No. So you can't say Eddie was making the best versus the best. What was he doing? He was rebuilding Anthony Joshua. The same way Frank rebuilt Daniel Dubois after his losses. So then after that, he fought Francis Ngannou. Why did he fight Francis Ngannou? Because Francis Ngannou gave Tyson Fury a tough fight. He even dropped Tyson Fury. And many people are like, yo, Tyson Fury embarrassed boxing. Insert opportunity for Anthony Joshua to help promote his status and his stock. He did that. Would anyone argue that Francis Ngannou was a top 5 fighter? No. Anthony Joshua was able to rebuild his brand and his image fighting guys who weren't in the top 5. Because promotion matters. Storylines matter, like I've been trying to say, but people want to get caught up. Eddie did that with Anthony Joshua because he knows that Anthony Joshua is Matchroom in the zone. So he made sure he rebranded and rebuild the stock in Anthony Joshua. But where Eddie Hearn fails is he doesn't build superstars. He tries to inherit superstars. Like he tried to inherit Devin Haney. He tries to inherit superstars. And then you got to build them up. Bob Arum builds superstars. Look at Edgar Berlanga. We're going to be talking about that. Edgar Berlanga was built by Bob Arum. And then he left to go to Eddie Hearn. But Bob Arum built him up. Bob Arum put Edgar Berlanga in with 16 opponents. He could smoke in the first round. Gave him that promotion, gave him that backing. And this is what I'm saying Eddie Hearn needs to do. I'm not saying don't make the big fights, but you got to make the big fights at the right time. You have to show what a fighter can do to make it a superstar fight. If you disagree with that, that's fine. But the one thing you can't continue to do if you're Eddie Hearn is continue to get cooked by your rivals in the UK. So he's 0-5 against Frank Warren, and he just lost to Ben Shalom in a big matchup. That's not good. That's not helping the brand. But like you said, Dollar Bill, he is learning because he didn't pick up the Devin Haney fight. So kudos to him. He's not in the business of losing money anymore. Just moving forward, schedule the fights more appropriately to build the fighters up so there's more interest. Joshua Fury is going to be bigger now that AJ has rebranded himself and people actually see him as a threat to Fury than it would have been when he was fighting Franklin and Hellenius and people felt like he was washed and he's seen better days.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. That's my brother Caden. It's LLG for life. You know who we are. We're the Boxing Bros.